Hi, everybody. Oh, goodness. I'm so excited to see you. I see so many familiar faces in here. It's very awesome to have you in this room here. Oh, there's more people coming. I think Cody's letting them in. So I'm just going to let the people keep coming in our room. It's new to do like a virtual conference, isn't it? Yeah, we're all learning at the same time. So I know some of you. I'm Lisa Pugh, and I'm the executive director of the ARC Wisconsin. And we are going to have a lot of fun here. We've got an hour, and I got to figure out how I can see all of you at the same time. Okay, there we go. Oh, so many familiar faces. Oh, I see Josh, I see Philip, I see Lindale, I see Kathy, I see George. Who am I? Oh gosh, I see Christy. I'm seeing lots of new faces. Oh, is that Miss Cindy Bentley? Oh my goodness, all the superstars are here. I am so excited. We are going to have a blast. Okay, so I've got 28 people in here. That's awesome. Okay, I'm looking at as many faces as I can see on my screen right now. So I want to see, for folks who have their cameras on, I want you to raise your hand. Who has ever listened to or knows what a podcast is? Okay, keep the hands up because I want to go through my screen so I can see all of you. Keep your hands up if you know what a podcast is or if you've ever listened to one. Okay. So some people, yes, other people, okay, some all good. I see some people are getting fancy. They're using their reactions and they're putting their thumbs up. I like it. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to do a podcast today, but we got some things to talk about first. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. And then toward the end of this presentation, we're actually going to hit record and we're going to make a podcast together, okay? Right now, you guys are all on mute, so I can't.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
I can't hear you, but I can see you. So just know that I see your faces and I'm going to know if you look bored, but I'm also going to know if you look very excited and you're learning things. Okay. So make sure you got your poker face on. Do you know what a poker face is? That means poker face means don't show me how you're actually feeling. Make sure you got lots of energy and you're really wanting to learn and we're going to have fun today. Okay. Even if you're like, oh, Lisa, you're so boring. Okay. All right. So we are going to get through this together and I am going to share my screen and I promise I will be unmuting people. We will be having some conversation together and we'll see how we manage that if we got 30 people in the room talking all at the same time, right? Okay, so I am getting this ready. Slideshow from the beginning, and you should be seeing a screen that says finding your voice, let's make a podcast together. Lisa Pugh, executive director, and I'm going to see if I want to make sure that I can see you. Do you guys see that? Okay, I see Josh has got thumbs up. That's what you're seeing. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's get rolling, babes. All right, introductions. I want you to type your name in the chat if you can and share one thing that you like to do for fun. Can you do that? Okay, I will have patience with you if it's going to take you a while because you see that what I like to do is hang out with my puppy Willow, and Willow would be here with us today and I would show her to you, but she's kind of naughty and she might be a little noisy. And then sometimes she starts chewing on my papers and things. And as you can imagine, that's just a little distracting. So maybe Willow will join us later. I don't know, but that's my favorite thing to do is play with my puppy Willow. Okay, so now I'm going to check on the chat and see what you guys are telling me. Okay. How do I manage chat at the same time I am managing this? Can I read the chat? Oh, here I see it. I'm learning people. Okay, Kurt says water ski. Kathy says garden. Linda likes working. She's got that work ethic. Esther, hang out with my kitten. Aw. Jordan, watch sports. Kendra, I like to watch movies. I've been watching lots of movies too. George walks in nature, very peaceful. Andrea and her mom. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Jane. Marie likes to hang out with her best friend and her cat named Daphne. Ooh, I wonder if that's a Scooby-Doo reference. Willow is such a cute name for your puppy. Thank you. She's cute, but I said she's naughty. ACAP here. This is our very own podcast group. Oh, you guys do a podcast too? I'll have to check it out. Philip, I also love to watch movies. Michael Ann hangs out with friends. I like to think about cars. Ooh, a car guy in the group. Okay. I'll go to the casino. There's a money person there. Hi, my name is Josh. I like to hang out with people. Yep, I know. We're missing that now, right? Like we all want to hang out with people, don't we? At least we're doing it on Zoom, right? Okay. I'm just a flat version of myself here right now. Your puppy is awesome. I know anybody who's Facebook friends with me, you get to see lots of pictures of Willow. My name is Sandy. I like to put on some oldies and dance. Yes, I like to dance it out, right? My name is Kyle. Favorite thing to do is play on my phone. Yep, games. Oh, Christy likes to spend time on Facebook. She's a Facebook queen, huh? I know that about Christy. It is a Scooby-Doo reference. I was right, Scooby-Doo. Andrea likes doing stuff with my friend. Shannon and Bree, I like to hang out with my family. Watch Trump. There's a political person there. Jessica likes to shop online. Well, that's addicting, right? Caitlin likes to write stories. Oh, thank you for sharing all of this. People are 10. I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing. Okay, moving on, peeps. All right, hang on. I'm going to get rid of this chat here. Okay, so what are you guys seeing now? I'm sorry that I'm so clueless. Are you seeing? I think you should be seeing. Oh, darn it. I don't know why I'm having trouble seeing my own screen here. Exit full screen, because I want to see what's on my screen. I had the introductions, but are you seeing? I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, I'm back with you because I'm just figuring out how to see you guys at the same time I'm sharing my screen, and I don't know why I'm having trouble with that. Oh, now I think I've got it. Hang on a second. I'm going to go back to share. Okay, are you guys seeing a picture of Willow? Okay, that's Willow. Is she cute? Okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. You're affirming that my dog is cute. Okay, I would like to take a poll here. Let's just see who is here. I want to know who's in the session. All right, people are voting. People are voting. Almost everybody. Keep voting, people. You got it. 21 people. We're still waiting on about 10. Oop, the last people are voting. Come on, people. You can do it. Yes. Keep going. Let's get 100% voting. We're working. Yeah. Almost everybody. Almost everybody. Come on, people, we can do it. All right, I'm going to end the poll here in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're ending the poll. Now I'm going to share the results. So you guys seen, so give me a thumbs up if you see the poll results that we have about 50% people with disabilities, about 29% family members, and about 21% others. You guys are seeing that? Okay, that's good for me to know, because then I kind of know who I'm talking to and what maybe you're looking for in this session, right? Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. 3 things we're going to do. We're going to think about and share a personal vision. We'll talk about like what a vision is. We'll talk about how to take steps to make your vision a reality. I only have so much time here. So we'll talk about some simple steps you can take. And then we'll have some fun making a podcast, recording what people are thinking about for their visions. And we'll practice a little public speaking because a podcast really is about speaking to the public and sharing your views on something. So that is our goal for today. Okay, so I want you to try to do this. Now, Cody, who's our technical behind the scenes guy, is like, Lisa, annotating, that's kind of hard. I don't know if people can get it, but we're going to try. Okay, so have you guys, annotating means I'm giving you permission to draw on my screen. So I want you to take your mouse on your computer or your finger on your phone and go up to the top and see if you can't find this bar of instructions that I'm showing you. And it should come down if you touch the top of your screen or press your mouse, and you should see this word that says annotate. And it's got a little pencil on it, and you're going to click on it, and it's going to give you all sorts of fun things to do. Like you can stamp on my screen, you can draw on my screen. Is anybody able to do that, or is it confusing? Oh, you are. Are you drawing? Oh, I can see it. Oh, hearts, 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 hi. Yes, I love it. You guys are doing awesome. Yay. Okay. Is anybody, show me your kind of face if you haven't quite figured it out. Christy's got an face. Anybody else having a little bit of trouble? Well, you're doing good. You can see how much fun other people are having, right? I see stars. Okay, we won't spend a lot of time doing annotating. I just thought it was kind of a fun thing to try. Hi, Susan. Susan's like in fancy with the arrows with her name. She's a superstar. Okay, so just so you know, I might ask you to draw on my screen or mark something up. You don't have to do that. You can always put something in the chat. So I'm just going to check the chat really quickly. Oh, people are asking. Somebody's a job coach and somebody's wondering about voting. There's lots of people that can talk to you about voting. Okay, don't worry about the annotating if you can't figure it out. It's just something fun to do. Okay, so moving on, people. So, I should probably clear off your little annotating here, shouldn't I? I'm going to clear it. Clear all drawings. Okay, so moving on here, talking about vision. I told you we were going to talk about vision, and I want you, if you figured out how to annotate, when you think about the word vision, what are you thinking about? Which of these 3 kind of pictures are you thinking about? Just do a circle or a check or write your name on it. Which one of those makes you think about vision? Susan is thinking about that one over in the corner, like, what's my vision? Art and life and city and my world. Anybody else think about, like, who wears glasses? Oh, yeah, somebody put a heart, the glasses. Some people think that vision, how I see. Does anybody work in a company that has a vision statement? I know I have a vision statement for the ARC. Do you guys ever hear about that, a vision statement? Yeah, that's kind of like a vision statement for a company might be like, here's how, this is why we are a company. This is why we exist. This is what we want to do in the world. And then over on the right, these pictures over here might be, what's the vision for my life, right? Which one of these do you think we're going to think about today? We're going to be thinking about the one on the right. Okay, I've got some more people in the chat here. I'm going to quickly check out what people are saying in this chat. All right. Oh, there's a group here. Somebody says, I wear glasses, can't see your screen. Oh, I'm sorry, Lindale. I don't know. I think the technical people can help you with that, and they're working behind the scenes. So hopefully somebody's connecting with you on that. Okay, moving on here, people. I'm going to clear your beautiful drawings again. Okay, so in the dictionary, there's like a definition of the word vision, and it might be something about the faculty, their state of being to see. But what we're going to talk about here is that ability to think about or plan for the future with imagination or wisdom, right? You want to think about, what's my vision for my future, for your future in your life? What's your vision? What do you want your life to look like? And we want that to have wisdom, you know, all that we've learned and the things we want to learn, but then also imagination. Like, let's think big about what we want our life to look like. What's our vision? Okay. So that's what we're really going to be working on today for vision. Now I want to share with you this video here, and I'm going to clear off these drawings, and let's just watch this video. Just lasts a couple minutes. Okay.
Everyone has ideas for what they want to do in their lives. To achieve these goals and dreams, people make a future plan. A future plan includes information about your life at this moment, like where you live, what you do each day, your likes and dislikes, and important people in your life. A future plan also includes ideas for what you want to do in the future. This may include information about where you want to live or work, or new activities you want to try, or people you want to meet. Thinking about the future can be scary, but planning for the future is possible and necessary. Planning for the future with people you trust can help you overcome these fears. Making a plan for the future is important because it helps you make sure you live the life you want. A future plan can also help people in your life know what you want to have happen in your life. The first step to take to make a future plan is to think about whose advice or help you want to make your plan. You can get advice or help from your family, friends, or other important people in your life. The most important thing to do to get started making a future plan is to start talking. Let's learn from a few people about why future planning is important to them.
You got to plan out what what you want to do, and you got to know and rely on people that you trust in your life to get there. You got to work that into, the planning process. And then once you have a plan, take action.
I challenge you to be great, to let nothing stop you, to always stay focused, and to never let no one tell you you can't. Don't give up.
If you want to do future planning, the steps you need to take are develop a circle of support, which includes allies, friends, people who believe in you, people who have high expectations, people that are willing to, push you out of your comfort zone. That is one of the best things that people can do. Presume competence.
Future planning. It's possible and necessary. Think about what you want to happen. Find people you trust. Talk to them about what you want.
Okay. Did you guys like that video? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, those are some strong self-advocates, right? Like, they're like, you got to make a plan. Don't let anybody else tell you what your plan is. Think big, and then take those steps, right? So today we're going to record our vision. So it's one thing to like have a plan, like, oh, this is the dream I have. It's another one to write them down. And then it's a whole nother one if you record it, because then it's like kind of there for history, right? So you got to be committed to it if you make a vision or a plan like that. So I told you that we're going to do this thing called a podcast. So let's talk a little bit about that. I don't know if my friend Ashley's in here. I don't think she was going to be joining this session, but there's a lot of people in here who certainly know Ashley Matthew. I think she even spoke in the opening session. If you were in the opening session, she was the moderator. So she's like a great role model, self-advocate, right? And so I have started a podcast with the ARC Wisconsin. Cindy Bentley, who's in this session, she has been on my podcast, as well as Josh Gretebeck, who is in this session right now. And so what we're trying to do in this podcast is to feature the voices of really strong, role model self-advocates so that we can share with other people who might listen to the podcast what their stories are and what they might do to become a stronger self-advocate. So what is a podcast? Like, let's start there. So if you're among those people that didn't raise their hand when I asked earlier, like, what is a podcast? So I'm assuming most people here have listened to the radio before in the car or at home. So on the radio, there's oftentimes people like announcers who tell stories or they read the news. A podcast is pretty much like a radio show. So it's like somebody who's introducing a topic. They might have a guest on their show, and then they ask that guest some questions. And a podcast typically lasts anywhere between 10, 30 minutes or an hour. My podcasts are really no more than 20 minutes or so. And we just ask a bunch of key questions about things that we think people might be interested in. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of this clip of the podcast that I did with Ashley, so you can hear kind of how it starts and what a podcast sounds like. And you can listen to a podcast a lot of times through a website, or you can, if you have a phone, like either an Android phone or an Apple iPhone, you can, there's usually a podcast application or app on there, and then you can listen to these shows, and you can find all sorts of podcasts, like for things you're interested in. So if you're interested in animals, there's lots of podcasts about animals. If you're interested in music, lots of podcasts about different types of music, things about movies, your favorite television show. You can listen to all sorts of people talk about all the details of the characters of Star Trek or Star Wars or Harry Potter or Grey's Anatomy, whatever show it is that you like. There is usually a podcast for it. Okay, so here's this podcast with Ashley. So you're going to listen to just a little bit of this clip, okay? Let's see.
Welcome to the ARC Experience, featuring the stories of self-advocates with disabilities and their families from around Wisconsin. Be inspired, take action. And now for today's episode.
Hello, and welcome to the ARC Experience podcast. I am your host, Lisa Pugh, Executive Director of the ARC Wisconsin. We are a statewide disability organization, and I have the pleasure today of introducing you to Ashley Matthew. Ashley is a 24-year-old disability advocate. She was diagnosed with what's called PDD-NOS. So she'll tell you, she's on the autism spectrum. She is a proud disability advocate, and she has quite the pedigree. She is a Wisconsin policy partner. She is an Employment First ambassador. She's president of People First Rhinelander chapter. She was recently appointed to Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities. She is a renowned speaker also. She's spoken around the state of Wisconsin advocating for people with disabilities. She's also been interviewed like all over the place on TV, radio, newspaper. She works aggressively, she says, as an advocate for individuals with disabilities with a motto of So you get a little bit of a taste. I'm sorry I didn't let it go so you could hear Ashley, but we're going to make our own podcast. So sorry, I paused her prematurely there. But so you kind of get the gist, and that music, that fun little music that was in the beginning, that actually was composed by a musician with autism. So I wanted to make sure that we were really featuring the talents and leadership of self-advocates. So I found this person with autism who is actually, she's from Ireland, and they make all sorts of their own music. And I asked her if we could use a track of her music for the podcast. So you get to hear an artist with a disability in our podcast theme music too. So we're going to kind of dig in and get into the work of this session now. So I want you to start thinking about your own goals for your life, your own vision for your life. And I want you to think a little bit about this phrase that's on the screen right now. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Okay? If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. That's something that, you know, sometimes people with disabilities and even family members or professionals, they're like, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? You have to have big dreams, and you have to have a vision for how you're going to get there. What do you want your life to look like? So I really want you to be thinking about that today, okay? And here's an example of that. So, okay. Everybody knows we've clearly landed on the moon, right? Most of us were born after that already happened, but actually before that happened, it was a pretty big deal. So in 1961, President John F. Kennedy was president of the United States, and he announced the goal to land a man on the moon. And at that time, no one had ever gone to the moon, and an American had only spent about 15 minutes in space. Okay, so only 15 minutes in space, not to mention nobody's ever been on the moon. And he said, yeah, we're going to have a man on the moon in 10 years. Can you imagine? Do you think people thought he was crazy? Like he was like, what really can we really achieve that? I can only imagine what people were thinking. That was just impossible. But guess what? He was right. He was right. We landed an American on the moon actually in less than 10 years. So, I mean, talk about a big vision. Talk about somebody who had that vision and put some plans in place. Now, unfortunately, President Kennedy didn't get to see that vision happen, but it's just an example of how being brave, putting something down, having a vision for something that might scare you, actually can be very successful if you're committed to it. Okay, so that's what we really want to be thinking about. So I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to be daring here. I'm going to see if I can unmute you guys. So hang on a second. Okay. I don't know. Cody, can you unmute my group here or allow them to unmute?
Done.
Okay, perfect. All right, people, if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself, but I want you to first say your name, and then I'd like you to say, just shout out some things that some people with disabilities or any people want in their future.
My name is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi. I think people with disabilities want independence. They want their voice heard, and they want to show the world that they are capable of doing things like normal people.
Independence, voice heard, and they're capable like everyone else. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in? What do you think people want in their future?
Hi, my name is Jordan Anderson, and I just want the people should have a successful future. Like they should speak up for what they need and like just like have a brave courage and always like have a fantastic vision.
I love that. Courage. Speak up for what they need. Fantastic vision. I'm taking notes, people. All right. What else? Somebody else unmute and tell us what you think people want for their future.
More jobs.
People want to work, huh? Who is that? Who said that?
It's Lindale.
Hey, Lindale. Lindale wants to work. She likes work. I think that's true. A lot of people with disabilities want to work.
And have a family.
Anybody else want to chime in?
Say that again.
I'm
have a family. Else.
Oh, I saw somebody from Threshold. Caitlin, can you say that again?
Go ahead. Say your name and then say what you said.
My name's Bree, and I think disability should have family.
You mean have your own family, or you just want like loved ones around you?
You're talking about their own family, like marrying and having their own
Yeah.
children.
Okay, yeah, that's a great dream. I love that. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Brian Christiansen. I want to buy 2020 Ford Mustang GT.
I love that. What color?
Black.
2004 Mustang GT. Do you drive?
2020.
2020. Oh, brand new. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going
Actually, Fastback GT. That's what it's called. The Fastback GT.
Brian, do you drive?
I want to drive. I don't get a driver's license.
You want to get a driver's license? Oh, that might be a first step, right?
Yeah.
Gotta save up the money for the car though.
Is this Josh? Okay, Josh, share and save money for the car. That's true. But Josh, what do you think people want for their future? What do you want for your future?
To be treated the same way as normal human beings.
Treated with respect, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think people want stable housing.
Yeah, my friend Jessica, who's joining us not from a home right now, is definitely wanting stable housing, right? Your own home.
Yeah.
And I think Bree think you have a right to vote and stuff.
This is Bree again, right?
Yes.
Right to
And then-
vote.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Shannon, sorry.
Yeah.
You get this one. Shannon also had something she wanted to say. She's also joining us.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, my name is Shannon, and I want to support people
With
with
disabilities or
disabilities.
You want to help? You want to help other people?
Yeah, other people with disabilities.
same
I
with
love that. I love that. That's so great. Kyla, are you trying to talk to us?
Yeah.
Hi, Kyla. What do you think
Hi,
people
Kyla.
want?
Hi. So what I would want is that I would want to walk.
You want to walk?
Yes.
Are you exercising? Yeah.
I have cerebral palsy. That's why I can't walk or stand on my own.
I'm sorry.
Are you doing exercises and working on that, Kyla, or you find other ways to get around?
I'm not doing exercises.
But you're getting around. Do you still find ways to get around, Kyla?
Yes.
Well,
I'm in a wheelchair.
that's the important thing, right?
Yes.
Lots of people who use wheelchairs live very full and active lives, right, Miss Christie?
Yes, definitely.
Hey, Christy, I'm interested in what you think about that. What do people want for their future?
I want the same respect and dignity that the average person has.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So these people on the screen here, obviously this woman here on the left, she has a job. The person in the middle, they're in a loving relationship. It looks like a lot of people want to have more friends or be in relationships or have a family someday. And then the gentleman on the right, looks like he's living independently in maybe his own apartment and learning some skills to be as independent. Maybe he still has some supports, right? But he's definitely living kind of like on his own, just like everybody else. And I think a lot of these things show the things that we've talked about here, kind of respect and independence and being able to kind of live your life the way you want to live it.
What
Okay.
about your puppy, Lisa?
Oh, yeah, we'll show the puppy later. It was somebody else.
Yeah, I It's me, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
I want to be a psychology major.
Oh, that's a big dream, isn't it? Definitely. Hey, I'm just going to check the chat here to see how everybody's doing. Lori's dream is to, oh, I see somebody wants to retire. Oh, that's a good dream. Thank you everybody for typing in the chat here. I just want to make sure I'm catching up so I know what everybody's talking about if you didn't get a chance to speak up. Lindale says she wants to retire. I'm with you, girl. Lori's dream to write her biography, live on her own again. Yeah. Have a pet cat. Yes, a kitty. My dream is to become FBI. Dignity, less stigma, disability, let's people talk for themselves. Oh, to be able to have a pool to swim in. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful dream. My dream, FBI agent. FBI, interesting. Okay, so here's just some ideas on the screen of dreams that people could have, or some of the things I sometimes hear people with disabilities talk about: moving into a new place, making more friends, activities, starting a romantic relationship. So I'm just going to launch a quick poll here to see. I'm hoping that the people with disabilities will answer this poll. So what we noticed before, we had about 50% in the session are people with disabilities. So I want to hear from those folks, if that's okay to the other folks. Just like pause. You don't have to answer this one, but let me know what your vision is, okay? So you guys seeing the poll on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I want the people with disabilities in the session to answer this poll. Some people are saying move to a new place. Some people new activity, romantic relationship, volunteering or giving back in the community. Answering, thank you for answering. Learn how to use public transportation. Perfect. Oh, people are still voting, I think. I've still got some votes coming in. Moving to a new place, getting a job, trying a new activity, romantic relationships. Okay, I'm going to close the poll in about 10 seconds. I think almost everybody has voted. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to show you what people said. Okay. Okay. All right. Are you seeing this? Looks like our winner here is in between getting a new job or volunteering and giving back to the community. Okay, but like a little bit of everything, right? Nobody wants to make new friends. They just want to enter romantic relationships, huh? Oh, that's awesome. So who can, with a show of hands, who said something about getting a job or a new job? Put up your hand for me if you want to show me. Okay, so I see Esther over there. Okay, and Michael Ian. And who said something about entering into a romantic relationship? And you don't have to say if you aren't interested in sharing. Okay, Christy. Yeah, I mean, this is a very common dream. Right? Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so Cole, I want you guys to think a minute how you answer these questions. Cody, can you put folks on mute again?
You're muted, Lisa. Sorry,
No,
I had to mute everyone.
What, they muted the host? What's up with that, Cody? So you guys are muted again, just so we can talk without some background noise, and I promise I'll unmute you again. Okay, so I want you guys to think about these three statements on the screen. in 10 years, I will be blank. Okay, so think about that goal. Think about that goal that you just said. In 10 years, I will be blank, and this will make me a better person because blank. And this will make my community better because blank. So let's just take the job one as an example. So let's just say you wanted a new job and you were thinking about where you want to work. So let's say I'd like to work in an office. You know, I want an office job. Okay. So in 10 years, I'll be working in an office. This will make me a better person because I feel professional. I will be able to wear suits to work. I'm a fashion person. If anybody knows me, I like to wear nice clothes to work. Although today I just have my ARC t-shirt on. So this will make me a better person because I will feel good about myself. And this will make my community better because I'll be earning money and I'll be able to spend money in the community and I'll be supporting businesses, right? Do you see how that connects? Or you could say something like, in 10 years, I will be in a relationship. And this will make me a better person because I will feel loved and I will have someone around me to do things with. And this will make my community better because I will be able to, you know, go places with that loved one and maybe even to share support for each other. Does that make sense? Can you think about how the thing you were thinking about, your goal, fits into these blanks? And the reason I'm asking you to do this, and I want you to keep thinking about this as I'm talking, is because I'm going to have some people in this group who filled in these sentences be a part of our podcast that we're going to record in just a couple minutes, okay? So if you really want to be part of the podcast, because I can't have everybody in it at the same time, you heard how it could get kind of noisy, I want you to think about how you'd complete these sentences, okay? I will, in 10 years, I will be blank. And this will make me a better person because, and this will make my community better because, okay? Does anybody want to type what they're thinking in the chat for me, just so we get a couple of other examples? Somebody want to type in the chat what they're thinking in 10 years? I will be, don't be shy. I will be wiser. That would be a good one, right? Working on my own. Okay. 10 years, I will be. What's a goal? 10 years, I will be. I'm not sure what that says. Walking. Okay, Kyla wants to be walking. Living on my own. Big goal. But you know, 10 years, you got some time to think about what are the steps to get there, right? 10 years, I'll be halfway through my autobiography. Hey, it's a big goal to write a book, right? But there's a lot of ways to do that. Lots of resources out there. In 10 years, I'll be a community leader. You're already on your way to that, girl, Miss Marie. Anybody else? We'll take one more in the chat and then we're going to move on. We got to get to recording pretty soon. Earning an income. Well, that's not a hard one, you know. We can figure that out probably on this call here. Okay. All right. Let me get to the next slide. Okay. So it's important when you have a goal to be able to answer these questions, right? Like when you're making a vision for yourself, why is this important to you? Think really carefully. Why is it important to you? Is it inspiring? Is it something you're going to wake up and think about? You know, a lot of people, when they're setting a vision or a goal for themselves, they actually write it on a piece of paper. Or if you're not a writer, like my daughter doesn't write, like she could have somebody write something for her and they put it on their mirror. And every morning they look at the mirror and they see their vision, they see their goal. I'm working toward this. This is what I want in my life. And I know it sounds silly, but oftentimes having that goal in your face every day helps you to think about it, helps you to take steps toward that. So how do you know you can reach this goal? Because you don't want to set a goal that's so hard for yourself that you really can't reach it, right? So how do you know you can reach it? Have you done some skills? Are you already making some progress? Because it can be really kind of depressing if you set a goal that really you can't reach. But sometimes there's a way to still make progress, to take steps toward that, or to get kind of partway to your goal. Maybe it isn't what you set out in the beginning. I heard a story about some women somebody said, well, what's your dream job? You know, that's the question we ask. What's your dream job? I want to be a country singer. Well, or like a country singer superstar. How many superstars do you know personally? I mean, anybody here know, I don't know. I love Taylor Swift, right? I would love to know Taylor Swift. I don't know anybody who knows Taylor Swift, okay? So what it looks like Caitlin says, I know Taylor Swift. But I mean, I think that like you have to think about, is your goal realistic, or is there some other way to kind of achieve the same thing? If I want to be a music star, a country music star, maybe I'm going to start out by going to karaoke, you know, because what are the things about that goal that you like? Is it a hobby or is it a profession? And are there different ways to experience that? So think about it. Is it a goal that you know you can reach? And what are some of those steps you can take toward that goal? Okay, those are really important things to think about when you're setting a vision for yourself. Okay, so are we ready to tell the world about our visions? We're almost ready to hit record. We're almost at the end of our session. Remember, I told you podcasts are about 10 minutes long. So once I hit record, we're all going to be really quiet, and I'm going to use parts of the recording to put into an actual podcast with that music, and we're going to hear it at a later date. Okay, so this was an idea I had, so I want you to see if you can see this. Watch the spin here. Okay, so who in the group had a goal to move out? I forget who that was, to move out on their own. I know Jessica has a goal to move, right? Yeah, I know. Well, actually, you can't unmute, but there was one other person, I think, who said that. Okay, and then let's see what else. I'm going to pick one other. Okay. And we had quite a few people who said they want to start a romantic relationship. So I'm going to pick those two people. So I'm going to see if I can unmute Christy and Jessica. Jessica, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, Christy and Jessica, are you two willing to be a part of this podcast?
Sure.
Yes.
You're good? Okay. All right, guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to stop sharing, and we're gonna do this together, okay? Okay. All right, ladies, Christy and Jessica, I'm gonna record, and then at some point we're gonna unmute everybody to be part of this. But what you're gonna hear me do is I'm gonna do that intro like I did in that Ashley episode, and I'm gonna be recording myself, and I mean, welcome to the ARC Experience podcast. We're here with Christy and Jessica, and we're in a session for the Self-Determination Conference. I'm gonna say that, then I'm gonna ask you 2 questions about your vision, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to hit record. Hello and welcome to the ARC Experience podcast. My name is Lisa Pugh. I'm Executive Director of the ARC Wisconsin, and you are catching us live from the Self-Determination Conference. We're actually in a session with about 30 people with intellectual developmental disabilities, professionals, family members, talking about building a vision. And I've asked two people in our session, Christy and Jessica, to talk about what we've learned in terms of making a vision for your life and to share a little bit about their perspective as people with disabilities about how important it is to have a vision. So Christy, welcome.
Thank you.
Christy, tell us where you're joining us from.
I'm joining from Jefferson, Wisconsin.
Jefferson, Wisconsin, and tell us just a little bit about yourself.
I'm 29. I'm a self-advocate.
We'll learn more in a bit. Okay, and Miss Jessica, can you tell us where you're coming from and a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm in Clinton, Wisconsin currently, and I have a bachelor's and master's in social work. I love helping people.
Okay, well, thank you both for joining us. So in this session that we've been in with the other people that are in our session, we've been talking about creating a vision, setting a personal vision, setting goals. So Christy, can you tell us a little bit about what you were thinking your vision for yourself might be?
I have a lot of visions. I want to be in a romantic relationship because I think together we can make other dreams come true. Like I have someone to share with my goals and my dreams, and together we can just change the world. And that's what I want to do.
And Jessica, when you were thinking about your vision, your goals, and how important they are to you, what is that for you? What does that look like for you?
Well, I think my vision has been kind of fluid lately, because life changes when you don't expect it. So my vision for right now is to definitely get back living in some sort of environment that I can call my own, because that's going to give me some identity and freedom back of being the old Jessica that I was.
Yeah, definitely live in a home and be yourself and make your own choices. I get that. So Christy, we talked a little bit about the importance of when you have a vision, you set a goal, like what are those small steps to get there? Because you're not going to be there overnight. So have you thought about some small steps to where you might be able to be in a romantic relationship in 10 years?
Definitely want to go out more, socialize. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I would be doing that.
Yeah, so like maybe looking for different opportunities in your community to meet other young people?
Yes, other young people with my same interests. And
what are some of your interests, Christy?
Self-advocacy, really advocacy in general for people with disabilities. Just making sure we have the same rights and everything that the average person has.
Yeah, so maybe now during the pandemic, meeting some people online, and it sounded like you like Facebook, so I'm sure you know how to search for groups that might also be interested in disability advocacy issues, other self-advocates, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I'm sure there's some potential partners in one of those groups. So, okay, Christy, you know I'm going to keep checking in with you over time. After this session, we're going to see how that goal is coming. So, Miss Jessica, you have this big goal of I want to be more independent. I want to move into a place of my own, some place I can call home. What are some small steps that you're taking or that you plan to take to kind of get to that dream?
Well, I think, it takes a lot of small steps to make one big step. And I have had experience doing this before, but I have to be patient, and I'm making phone calls every week and have phone calls with my advocacy team who's helping me work this out, and phone calls with providers, and just kind of trying to stay open-minded to what is available for me in the environment that I'm going to have to choose, because it's not necessarily my first choice of environment.
Yep, small steps, right? Okay, you know what? I am going to ask Cody to unmute the other people in our group. If you could unmute folks, and we're still recording our podcast, so if you can keep background noise at your home down to a minimum if possible. And then I just want to ask folks, does anybody have any thoughts or ideas for small steps that either Christy or Jessica could take to reach their vision or their goal? And just say your name and then share your idea.
My name is Kyla Botts, and I think Christy should take a step to live on her own by working on getting a job and saving her money for a house.
Oh yeah, that's advice. That was Kyla. Kyla, where are you joining us from?
Stevens Point.
All the way in Stevens Point. We're covering all parts of the state. So Kyla has good advice, probably both for Christy and Jessica. And maybe you would meet some people at work, Christy. So work is often a good place to meet people who have similar interests. So post-pandemic, we can be thinking about those things. Jessica, I know Jessica really wants to go back to work, and that's, you know, a great goal to earn more money to help you afford things that might help you be more independent. Anybody else have other ideas for Jessica or Christy, how they can reach their goals?
Yes, this is Melissa Wolf from Door County, Wisconsin.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi. For both of them, I think for Christy, I believe kind of, you know, it's kind of hard during the pandemic right now, but you know, as time goes on, maybe go out, help in the community, volunteer, maybe go out with friends and, you know, try to meet new people. And for Jessica, kind of like, you know, during the pandemic, it's kind of hard for work and stuff like that. You know, save goals, save money, and, you know, maybe get back to work kind of thing.
Oh, that's really great advice. I think we have time for one more person to share some advice for either Christy or Jessica. Say your name and where you're from, please.
Hi, this is Caitlin, Shannon, and Bree from West Bend, Wisconsin. Bree and I had something we wanted to say. Go ahead, Bree.
I will say, don't give on your goals.
Don't give up on your goals.
And if you need help, ask help, because it's difficulties. Like one of them said it, try to move out, right?
Yes, try to move out on their own. Yep.
And you might need help with that. That's fine.
I think that's great advice. Know what you need help with and don't be afraid to ask for help. Did you have another suggestion there in West Bend?
Yes, I did. This is Caitlin. My advice is learn first about what you want and what you need. And this is for both Jessica and I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Christy.
Jessica and Christy, because if you're looking for an apartment, like me, for example, I just looked at an apartment and the toilet was in the kitchen.
Ew.
And there was the entire floor was rotting. Like it was rotting.
Right. Know what's out. Yeah. I think Jessica has experience with looking at places that aren't going to work. Right, Jessica?
Yeah. Yep, I certainly do. actually been in one for 11 months. So that's why I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are going to wrap this up. I just love hearing from all around Wisconsin. We're hearing from all corners of the state. And I thank you to Christy and Jessica for sharing your goals. I'm thankful to this group at the Self-Determination Conference for participating in this podcast session. So I thank you all for listening to this episode of the ARC Experience, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, so I stopped the recording, which means hopefully I'll get a copy of that after I'm done with this whole session here, which I've recorded before. And then we turn that into a actual podcast. So it's super exciting. I'm just going to quickly share my screen so we can close out our time together, and then you guys can move on to what happens next. Probably lunch at home. I can't remember. Okay, so let's see. So we are limited not by our abilities, but by our vision. I hope you take that away today. Doesn't matter if we have a disability or not. We're not limited. Make a bold vision for yourself. Have courage, like somebody said. Okay, so you can find the ARC Experience podcast on my website. As I mentioned, other people you might know have been guests on the podcast: Cindy Bentley, Josh Gradebeck, Ashley Matthew. I want more self-advocates. So please message me. If you had fun today and you'd like to be on another episode or featured, and you think you have something interesting to say, you can reach out to me. I will share with Phil, and hopefully BPDD can share this episode when it goes live, and you can share with all your friends. So anyway, the ARC Experience, you can find it on my website, www.arcwi.org. And you can find me in the exhibitor booklet too, and find out more about the podcast. So I thank you all so much for joining our session today. I hope you had fun. Have a great rest of your conference. And if you want to chat more, I'm an exhibitor. You can come back into my room. So, find me at the ARC Wisconsin. So thank you so much. Any parting words from everybody? Otherwise, I'm going to check out.
Thank you, Lisa. You're amazing.
Lisa.
Have a nice.
I had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Have a good day.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye, Jordan.